Music behind. Okay, looks like we are live. Yes, we're live now.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to Techies 15 Live by Immigrant Techies Network. We do this every Tuesday between 12:15 and 12:30 during your lunchtime. It's our way of staying in touch with what's going on in the ecosystem, what everybody is up to. And we bring in guests to share their stories or to tell us what they're building, what they're working on, or how they are contributing to the ecosystem. So it's our informal chat for the week, just as a way of staying connected. So yeah, today our guest is Osner Rebete. Thank you for coming, Osner.
Thank you for having me, Wunmi.
Yeah, awesome. So we only have 15 minutes. There's only so much you can do in that short time. But we'd like to hear your immigrant story. How and when did you come to Canada? And especially how has your career journey been like? But if you can give us a quick intro first, just a
Okay.
little intro and what you do. Mhm.
Well, I'm originally from Venezuela. I was born and raised there, and I moved abroad from Venezuela in 2015. And I've been living in several countries in Latin America before moving to Canada.
Mm.
I've been working as a
You've been
software.
an immigrant several times. You've
Yeah.
been a newcomer several times.
Yeah, I live in Panama, Chile, and Argentina before Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working as a software engineer since I graduated. I graduated around 2013.
Okay.
And yes, I came to Canada because a really nice opportunity arose in my life. And I decided, like, why not? So,
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's cool. Since you've been a newcomer to different countries, how different are those experiences? Is it when you had to go to Chile, to Argentina, did you have to face the same newcomer barrier? How did that look like for you compared to being a newcomer in Canada? Were there differences and
that's
similarities?
a okay, that's a good question. I think that the very first time that you become a newcomer is the hardest one because it's when you
Mm.
realize that there are many differences. So I consider that Panama was my school as an immigrant because I had
Ah.
to learn how to integrate to this new culture, how to learn from this new culture, how to see what what are the best ways to add value and also to fulfill my goals in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after that, like the main question is like, will be it be like easier, will be harder? How I'm going to adapt to this new culture? Because every country is different.
Mm.
And the more you change countries, it's like, wow, it's not that easy.
I, I always say that immigrants are the most resilient people. So if as a company you're looking for people that will ride it out with you, that are strong, that will push through thick and thin, you have to think about people that have uprooted their lives and everything about them from one place and then replanted it in a completely new place. Think about the mindset it takes to do that, to leave everything familiar behind. And you, Osnar, you have done it several times. So that even you're even like you top the chart when it comes to immigrant resilience. So, but what was you say is the common thing, so that every country is different, but then what are the challenges that it doesn't matter where you're moving to, you will always face those, especially as it relates to career.
Yes, in terms of career, I would say like in general, kindness and being humble are like the
Mm.
doors that like the keys that open many doors. I think
Mm.
that through all the countries, that's very important to cultivate. And you were saying, resilience is very important. And I think it's part of their journey that you start to develop and work harder on that because then you realize that you might have some expectations but reality is far from those expectations. And then you are like, okay, I cannot do it this way. How can I achieve my goals? How can I learn this? How can I find the job that I really want and that I feel connected and feel fulfilled?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like you start to be like more aware. I feel also that, for example, in technology, it's like music or math. It's like a universal language.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think that yes.
So did you ever have the problem of okay, so here in Canada, people when people are new, many people face the challenge of Canadian experience, where they've done this work elsewhere, but somehow Canadian companies feel like, even if they don't say it out loud, that I need to see that you've done this in a place I can verify, in a place I am familiar with within Canada. So in your other migration experiences, did you have to, in Argentina, did you have to prove Argentinian experience? Did you have to prove Chilean experience? Did that happen? And did that happen to you in Canada either?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yeah, sometimes you know that when you have like local universities, many people know them. So it's
Mm,
like it opens you doors. It's not the same being graduated in Venezuela I'm from like a really good university back there, thanks God. But coming out abroad is like we don't know who you are. We don't know if the university where you study is good or not. We don't know
mm,
that. And at the end is you and your CV and how you prove that you know what you say is written there. And that's also part of the preparation. For example, for
mm,
interviews and things
mm.
like that, you need to study, you need to prepare because you will have questions. There
Yeah.
won't be like assumptions or anything. Because, for example, I remember my very first jobs back home. Oh, you studied there. Okay, you start on Monday. And then moving abroad, it's like, okay, you studied this. Do you know this? How do you approach this? And so many questions.
Right, right. So
Yes,
you're saying that it's not exactly unique to Canada having this challenge. It's not, it's natural that when you're new at a place, you have to prove yourself, you have to kind of understand the perspectives of the people that live there, how they view things, and just accept the fact that some people will have an advantage over you. It is what it is. They've been in the environment for longer before you came in, so they understand the nuances more than you do. So I guess
yes,
it's I guess it's safe to admit that some people have an advantage. But then, as a newcomer, you also bring your own advantages. So how would
yes.
you say that has helped you? The fact that you've lived in different countries, you've seen different contexts, how is that a value add for you?
Yes, I will say like being an immigrant give you that sense that it's easier to adapt to changes. And I feel like when you are at a workplace, sometimes the only thing that you need to do is ask, like, how you want me to deliver this? How do you want it?
Mhm.
And sometimes even like in our home countries, we are shy and we don't ask. And I think
True.
that also I was talking about this with a friend that we are willing to succeed. So we want to do our best to be able like to find a nice job, to live the life that we dream when we move abroad. So we will, I at least I do that. I go for that. If you say, no, Osner, you cannot do that, I'm so sorry. I will try my best to at
Mhm.
least get close to that, to what I want. And I think that that's also part of the
Yeah,
resilience.
the stakes are high for us because you left a lot behind. You can't afford to not succeed. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's like your stakes are higher. A lot of eyes are looking up to you in some cases as well, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Hmm. And I saw from your LinkedIn profile that you were in Vancouver, in BC,
Yes.
for Alberta. How long ago did you move from BC?
No, I mean, I'm currently in BC. I live in
Oh,
Vancouver,
you're just working for,
a
you
company in
just got a
Alberta.
job with ZayZoon, which is Alberta.
Yes.
Oh, I kind of assumed you moved. So you're not gonna move, no?
Not now. I really enjoy Vancouver. I've been in Alberta
Yeah,
few times, but just like a flight stop.
really.
Yes.
You're missing a lot. If you've not been to Calgary, you're definitely missing. And oh, okay. I was gonna ask if there are any differences you see between the tech ecosystem in BC and Alberta, but I mean, you've never been here and you're new at ZayZoon, right?
Yes,
It's
and it's
yes, okay. Okay, maybe that's not a fair question. How about the field of software development itself? How have you seen it evolve over the years? And what do you think somebody that wants to stay as a relevant developer with all the tools, all the AI tools that are around, how do you keep yourself future ready, no matter the changes that happen?
that's a really important and crucial question. I
Yeah.
would like to have like the best answer for it. I would say that technology is always evolving. It's sometimes quite overwhelming. We
Mm.
open our computer and we have like three new AI models, and you say, "Wow, what happened yesterday?"
I know, like almost every day.
Yes. So I do my best and I follow many newsletters related to tech. And also I try to read many blog posts to see
Mm.
how new things are coming. And for example, I work mainly in Ruby, Ruby on Rails. So I try to keep updated on that. And related to AI, that at the end is a new tool that is helping us to do our
What
best.
did you call it?
Sorry?
What did you call the tool? You mentioned the tool right now.
Oh, related to AI?
Oh, I thought you said okay. I thought you mentioned a particular AI tool.
Oh no, I didn't mention
Oh, okay,
any
okay.
name.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah, I try to read the blog post too, and I follow some communities. For example, Google developers. Usually,
Mm,
they provide some insights and some workshops. I try to join them to see how everything is going and learn from them.
hmm. So there's something. So the thought of companies as they should, trying to streamline, run lean, work as lean as possible. So if you, as a software developer that has learned how to use AI to optimize your processes and everything so that you can do what you know how to do faster,
Yes.
then there's another developer that's also good and great. They understand the whole thing, but they kind of have an aversion to AI. So do you think it's going to hurt them in the long run, or do you think employers are going to go for people that know how to use AI to reduce the work so that they can employ one person to do the job of two, three people? So, so what do you think about people that are still hesitant about artificial intelligence, especially because if you are newer in the field, if you've not learned the rudiments and you just use AI, it might affect the depth of your understanding. But for those who are already grounded in the field, does AI hurt or help?
Yes, that's a great question. And I feel like at the end it's a mix because AI sometimes could hallucinate and you need to know what you are doing and also
Mm-hmm,
to double
mm-hmm.
check. So
Yeah.
you can go faster, but what's the cost of that? If you don't
Mm,
check, if you don't do the proper tests. So it's important, like I use it mainly for brainstorming because, for example, as a software developer, sometimes you can feel a little bit tired of coding the whole day.
mm-hmm,
And sometimes
mm-hmm.
you can spend a lot of time just trying to find a name for a variable. And you're like, what's the best name for this? Yes, you can delegate those things to
Mhm.
AI. Like, I need
Right.
to name this. What's the best name? And then it gives you 10 options. And then you find the best name for that quickly.
Mm,
And the same with some code. Sometimes, for example, I code on my own and then I say, okay, this could be improved. I already put all the tests. I'm going to rewrite this with AI to find like the best approach, something probably with a better performance or little or less lines of code and so on. But
Mhm.
if I rely only on AI, I might forget things that I have learned. I also need to read, to practice what I know, because it's like being a doctor. If you're a doctor and you don't practice what you learn, you will forget
Mhm.
it. It's a muscle that we need to keep flexible.
So it's a balance, it's a dance. Know when to delegate to AI, know when to not delegate to AI. I had this conversation with someone just yesterday, and he was saying exactly that. He said, if I let AI write my code and then I had to review everything, uh, all of that time I'm spending reviewing it, why don't I just use that time to do my thing to begin with? Right? So there's always an argument to be made for or against, but anyway, the tool is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. We have to we have
Exactly.
to decide how we want to engage with all these tools, not out of fear, not out of worry, not out of hatred, but
Yes.
we understand what it is and then decide how we want to interact with it. We can't
Yes.
afford to avoid it from a place of ignorance, right?
Yes, and I see it, and I always talk with my colleagues like this is a new layer of abstraction because many years ago we have libraries, many books, many things. We still have them. But then we had the computers. After that, we
Mm,
had, I don't know, Google. And then we can, in seconds, we can search around millions of documents
right,
on the
right.
web. And basically, that's what AI is giving to us. We are still figuring out what's the best way to do
Mm,
it. We are, we are like in that green zone, like, okay, we can a little bit come back and then a little bit further, but we're
mm,
still there. We're figuring out what this is going to bring in our lives. Some projects might succeed, some projects might fail, but we are there, yeah, just in that middle zone.
Awesome. Yeah, looks like we're past time. Any last words, any last thoughts, maybe to an immigrant professional software developer who has not been able to find their footing here in Canada? What do you say to them? Or any other thing that's on your mind that you want to share that I have not asked you?
Yes, I will say for people that is trying to succeed here, at the end is about persisting and trying. And I feel like Canada has many options and many opportunities to offer. We need to study and to get prepared for them and just go for that. And
Mm,
sometimes we might feel like, oh, I'm not making it. And sometimes we can say, okay, I want to try one more time, or I want to try
mm-hmm,
another thing.
mm-hmm.
That's also valid. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity and for all the things that you are doing to help the community in tech in Canada.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, Osner. And for those who are listening, anyone that is attending InVentures this week, we are hosting Immigrant Tech is hosting a session on Friday, May 23rd at 9 a.m. I can't remember the name of the room, I think room 208 or so. So we are hosting a session about how immigrant networks can help Canadian companies expand trade relationships internationally. So if you're listening and you'll be at Inventures, come check us out. Awesome. Thank you so much, Osna. Thanks for coming. And
Thank you.
yeah. And what's the best way for people to stay in touch if you are open to that? For
Yes,
people
you
to stay in
can.
touch with you? What was the best way?
Oh, through LinkedIn is fine.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Mm, 1 second. I'm just trying to end the stream. Huh. That's okay. That's it here. Okay, looks like I have to end the call to end the stream. Well, thank you so much, Osner. We'll catch up another
Bye.
time. Bye.
Thank you.